All right, so let's start with the big story that we are tracking on WION at this hour. Now, Ukraine is facing a lot of heat. The American weapons are yet to reach the front lines, and the Russians are pushing deeper. They are claiming territory and they're claiming strategic advantage. Ukraine has the option of hitting deep within the Russian territory using American and British long-range weapons, but that option carries a huge risk of escalation. So in this scenario, is there any scope for talks? Can dialogue end the Russia-Ukraine war? Now, on Thursday, Russia and China issued a joint statement asserting that the conflict in Ukraine must not be allowed to escalate further. In an unspecified reference to the United States, they further added that other parties, that is referring to the United States, should stop steps that contribute to prolonging the hostilities. Our next report explores the geopolitical possibilities in this conflict.
Kharkiv is under intense attack. The Ukrainian units are locked in street battles with the Kremlin's forces. In their week-long offensive, Russian forces have advanced 278 square kilometers into Ukraine's northeastern Kharkiv region.
The smell of burning. There was a burning smell and everything was like in slow motion, like in some film. It took me a while to realize what had happened.
The Russians have once again conducted a strike with a guided aviation bomb from the territory of the Russian Federation on the city of Kharkiv.
The Ukrainian president has cancelled all his foreign visits to rush to the front lines. Zelensky met his top military commanders in Kharkiv. Ukrainians are also attacking Russia's Belgorod and Crimea regularly. "16 people were killed in Belgorod on Tuesday, while Moscow claims it shot down many American missiles fired on Crimea. Ukraine says it has the right to attack Russian targets as it is being struck by Russian missiles on a daily basis. Now both the UK and US have said it is up to Kyiv as to how it wants to use their weapons.
We have not encouraged or enabled strikes outside of Ukraine, but ultimately Ukraine has to make decisions for itself about how it's going to conduct this war. A war it's conducting in defense of its freedom, of its sovereignty, of its territorial integrity.
Let's be absolutely clear, Russia has launched an attack into Ukraine, and Ukraine absolutely has the right to strike back at Russia.
Including inside Russia?
Well, that's a decision for Ukraine, and Ukraine has that right, just as Russia is striking inside Ukraine.
The US-provided ATACMS have a much longer range of 300 kilometers and can hit much further than Belgorod to hurt Russian interests. Similarly, the UK has provided Ukraine with Storm Shadow missiles that have a range of 240 kilometers. With Ukrainian troops forced to retreat from key frontline positions, the big question is, will Zelensky strike deeper into Russia and face the consequences? In Beijing, Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin have condemned US behavior while pledging to deepen their close defense and military ties. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.